In a previous video, I already talked about formants and formant shifts in Auto-Tune and other automatic pitch correction plugins. But just to recap, formants are the meaningful harmonics or overtones in the human vocal tract that help the human voice sound like a voice. And when you shift these, you can brighten or deepen the tone of the voice while keeping the same fundamental frequency. Melodyne's Formant tool displays the formant shift in the middle of each note to start, and then you can shift this upward or downward. So here's what this example sounds like as is.
We're just so magical.
And if I shift up the formants on all of these notes,
We're just so magical. We're just so magical.
it gets a brighter quality. And if I shift it down,
We're just so magical.
it gets a deeper quality.
We're just so magical.
Now, the Formant tool is useful for a lot of things. I use it a lot if I have a singer that has a really nasally voice, especially in their high range. I actually use it for my voice a lot. So what I'll do is I'll just shift the formant down just a touch to smooth out unwanted brightness or nasally qualities.
We're just so magical. We're just so magical.
But not enough to detract from the natural character of the singer's voice. You can also double click to set this back to default. It's also really helpful if you need to pitch shift a note or multiple notes by a semitone or more. A semitone is just an interval of a half step, like going from C up to D flat.
We're just so magical.
So the problem is if you pitch shift without applying a formant correction to it, it gets this sort of artificial quality. I call it like a chipmunk type quality because it reminds me of the old Alvin and the Chipmunks songs. So if I apply a formant shift downward to compensate, this can smooth out the character of the voice and smooth out that chipmunk type character.
We're just so magical. We're just so magical.
So it can make pitch shifted vocals sound a bit more believable. I really like using this for creating harmonies, but I'll cover that in another video. Lastly, I like to use it for creative effects, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. So again, this is the original vocal example.
We're just so magical.
And what I've done is I've cut it up and repeated it, and I've got this printed into another Melodyne plugin here, and this sounds like this.
Magical. Magical.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the main pointer tool, and I'm going to cut up the front end of each one of these notes here, and I'm just going to try to get that initial jump from B flat up to C in each one of these notes. And then I'm just going to tune everything. It's already been tuned, but I'm going to retune it. And then I'm also going to flatten out the pitch modulation. So I'll just double click. And this is going to give it that flat, no vibrato sound.
Magical. Magical.
So what I'm going to do is pitch shift some of these notes. So I'll take these two and I'll pitch shift them up an octave. Then I'll take these two and I'll shift them up a fifth.
Magical. Magical.
So now what I'll do to make this even more interesting and vary the character of the voice is I'll apply some formant shifts. So this one I'll pull up a bit, this one I'll pull down a bit, this one I'll pull down a bit as well, and the last one I'll pull down as well.
Magical. Magical.
So it becomes a creative effect. And with that, I'll add on some effects as well. I'm just filtering out the low end, adding some compression and some reverb. So here the voice sort of turns into an instrument. It turns into almost like a synthesizer. Now, one of the great things about using the ARA version of Melodyne is I can duplicate these regions and it'll duplicate the tuning and all the formant effects that I applied to these other regions as well. If you use the standard version of Melodyne or any other manual pitch correction software that doesn't have ARA, you're going to have to bounce in place all of the Melodyne processing into a new region and then copy that region over. So let's hear this with a bit of an instrumental in. And there you go. That's how you can use Melodyne's Formant tool to create pitched effects and throat effects.